My name is David Harrison Greis. Welcome to the Greis Report, your unfiltered daily voice for truth. And as always, thank you for trusting us with your truth. Let's begin and dive right in, because this is going to be an entertaining episode. So overnight, last night, instead of being, a modern president who's like, I'm going to chill with my family and we're going to have some food and we're going to have some laughs, it's going to be a good time. He's like, nah, I'm gonna get on Truth Social at 1 a.m. and start blasting everybody I don't like. So everything that I'm going to read to you tonight comes directly from the sitting president of the United States of America, Mad King Wannabe Donald Trump, or Emperor Palpatine, as we should just call him at this point. Only reverse migration can fully cure the situation. He actually said that. So, remigration and reverse migration is a concept that's very popular among, let's say, white supremacist groups and hate groups, where basically individuals are sent back to the country that their heritage is from. So, even if they're born in America and you're from, let's say, Ireland, they want to send you back to Ireland, even if you've never set foot there. That's kind of what this concept is. And it's a very white supremacist concept, and the president is actually embracing it now. And then this is a big one because it sparked a chain of events that's going to bite the president right in the ass. So this comes directly from this deranged man's mouth. The seriously retarded governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, does nothing either through fear, incompetence, or both, while the worst congressman, congresswoman in the country, Ilhan Omar, always wrapped in her swaddling hijab, and who always came into the USA illegally, etc., etc. There's so much hate just wrapped into one rambling, demented sentence that I can't conceptualize what was going through his mind when he thought it was okay to not only use the R slur, which as an autistic person I think is extremely offensive, but to call Tim Walz the R slur. And then right after that, Tim Walz shot back and was like, release the MRIs. And we found that hysterical because Trump was all like, oh, I got MRIs and cognitive tests and I'm all healthy and my brain is all happy and I'm all great, yada, yada, yada. Well, show us the tests. Show us the MRIs because you want everybody else to show us your papers. Well, Trump, you show us your papers. You show us your MRIs. Show us that you're not demented. And then next one, as you'll see, Trump 2028, yes, exclamation mark. With that crap-eating grin on his face. And worse yet, Trumplicans is what he calls the Republican Party. And then before I continue, if you like what you're hearing tonight, please remember to like, subscribe, and down here we have an email address, thegreisreport@gmail.com. Again, that's thegreisreport@gmail.com. Please send us any tips, leads, story requests, any kind of interactions that you've had with the ex-Gestapo, CVP Gestapo, or any other kind of force that you're coming into contact with. And if you have anything interesting happening in your neighborhood, your district, or let's say you have a local race that you want us to watch for midterms 2026, please let us know. We're always happy to investigate. And to all of our subscribers, thank you so much. You make it what it is. You make the show what it is, and you help us get the news out there because that's all we really want to do. And please make sure that you are sharing these videos with your friends so that we can get the news out there in the full format that we do. And again, thank you for trusting us with your news and for your entertainment for tonight. So let's continue with this ridiculous parade of nonsense that came from our president over the past 24 hours. Next, he put out on Truth Social that he wants to undo any executive order that was done by Biden because they were done by AutoPen. So he's saying that the president who authorized the use of the AutoPen wasn't authorized to authorize the AutoPen because he didn't authorize it. He said any document signed by Sleepy Joe Biden with the AutoPen, which was approximately 92% of them, I don't know where he gets that number from, is hereby terminated and of no further force or effect. He has no authority to do this. The AutoPen is not allowed to be used if approval is not specifically given by the President of the United States of America. Okay, but Biden gave approval for the use of the auto pen, therefore it was approved. But buses don't go where Trump lives. They really, really don't. And then we watched him try to interfere in the elections in Honduras. And he wants to lead a mission against narco-communists, whatever that means. That's not something I've ever heard of. Narco-terrorists, sure, but narco-communists? I think he's just like bashing two words together that he thinks are going to be spooky to his base. He can be like, oh, communists, oh, narco-communists, let me put them together because it's going to get a lot of people scared, right? Well, no. You just sound like a lunatic. The last thing I want to close on, Pete Hegseth is a prolific serial killer. The Department of War received orders from him during the first boat strike in the Caribbean that basically said, kill everyone. They had 2 survivors that were left on the boat. 2 survivors that were left clinging to the burning wreckage. They could have saved those survivors, brought them in for questioning, and you know what? If they had evidence of drugs or anything, the survivors would have talked. They just had their boat blown up. They would have been scared. They would have talked. But guess what? They didn't have any evidence. They killed everybody on board to destroy the evidence despite leaving survivors. Murder. Extrajudicial murder. And the soldiers and the Marines and everybody else that's involved in these strikes, you're not going to have immunity. You're following illegal orders. This is why the Democrats in the Congress and Senate came out and said, please don't follow illegal orders. Because you're being asked to murder people that you don't know for a fact are even criminal. Follow your oath to the Constitution. Don't follow illegal orders. My name is David Harrison Greis. Thank you for watching the Greis Report. Thank you for joining the Resistance. Have a great night.